Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students of honors part 4, how are you doing? Today I am going to discuss on the poem After Apple Picking. First I will recite several lines from the poem and later I will discuss the poem. After apple picking, my long two pointed ladders sticking through a tree toward heaven is still, and there's a barrel that I didn't feel beside it, and there may be two or three. Now let me skip several lines and read from here. The rumbling sound of load unload of apples coming in, for I have had too much of apple picking. And now let me skip a few lines more and move on to the last 4 or 5 lines. This sleep of mine, whatever sleep it is, where he not gone, the woodchuck could say whether it's like his long sleep as I describe its coming on, or just some human sleep. Now I will deliver the introduction to my discussion on the poem After Apple Picking. After Apple Picking is one of the greatest of nature lyrics in English poetry. This poem brings out the poet's enjoyment of the scenes, sights, sounds and scents of nature. It is on the other hand a monologue of an exhausted apple picker. The setting is of course north of Boston, but the poet succeeds in rising from the particular to the general and universal. It embodies a universal experience, and as Lennon rightly puts it, it is not necessary to know New England to be able to enjoy the lyric. After Apple Picking is a poem that defies any categorization. It is neither a dramatic narrative nor a thought-provoking philosophical poem. If at all one must classify and categorize the poem, it would be aptest to call it a nature lyric. And now let me tell you the development of thought of this beautiful poem. The poem begins with a description of the apple picker who has stuck his two pointed ladder through a tree, and although there may be 2 or 3 barrels that he has not filled, and although there may be 2 or 3 apples which he didn't pick from some bough, yet he doesn't want to do apple picking any longer or any more. He is not only fed up of apple picking, but the scent of the apple that he picked has induced sleep into him. He feels that he cannot work even if he desires to. To him, all familiar objects of nature assume a strange and unfamiliar aspect, and he is unable to remove this fear. He feels as though in a trance he is led away into a world of dreams. The apple picker is too hazy-minded to distinguish between forms. The apple picker feels that too much of apple picking has made him extremely tired and exhausted, and now he is utterly tired. Even a wish fulfillment can have negative effects. He himself had wished for a bumper harvest, and when it is fulfilled, he is feeling tired due to too much hard work. The apple picker cannot anticipate the type of leisure he will enjoy. And now let me shed critical light on the poem. The poem has been appreciated for its charming and enchanting quality. It is all so simple and exact, so crystal yet so original. A poem of reality, apple after apple picking, has the enchantment of a lingering dream. Clint Brooks, one of the most stimulating critics of our times, has read a deep symbolic meaning into the poem. The concrete experience of apple picking is communicated firmly and realistically, but the poem invites a metaphorical extension. The task of apple picking, it is suggested, is any task. It is the picture of life, because work is life. The drowsiness which the speaker feels after the completion of the task is associated with the cycle of seasons. Its special character is emphasized by a bit of magic, even though the magic is whimsical. After speculating about the form his dream will take and the noise of apples rumbling, he returns to his own subject of drowsiness. And the phrase, whatever sleep it is, renews the suggestion that his sleepiness might be something other than human sleep. He might wake into a greater wisdom and greater knowledge. Clint Brooks further implies that the poem has a particular wisdom to communicate. The poem even suggests that the sleep is like the sleep of death. We are not to feel that. The speaker is necessarily conscious of this, but perhaps we are to feel that were the analogy to present itself to him, he would accept it. The theme thus turns out to be a sort of rustic New England version of ripeness is all. Through the theme is, though the theme is arrived at casually, stumbled over, almost and with no effect of literary pretentiousness. The poem is strikingly attractive for its daringly different and original use of the couplet. And let me conclude my discussion by saying that we can say that After Apple Picking is one of those poems which offer a rare blend of simplicity and symbolism. And this is, my dear students, a rare example of nature poem. I hope that you will enjoy every word, you will enjoy every line, and you will enjoy the whole poem. And with this hope, I am wrapping up my discussion. Thank you very much.